Gunner, you made a big mess. Where's the flashlight?
There.
I guess it should be over here someplace where it should be. Yes? Seems to me it should be. Don't know where we're going to put it. I had this, whatever, that's good. And your cell phone should be in this thing, shouldn't it? So it doesn't fall in your pee bucket and get ruined.
When they heard this, the people in the synagogue were furious. Jumping up, they mobbed him and forced him to the edge of the hill on which the town was built.
We read that. You have a piece of paper in there somewhere that we've wrote down where we were. And we've done that several times. That same section over and over and over again.
Verse 19. Amazed, the people exclaimed, "What authority and power the man's words possess! Even evil spirits obey him, and they flee at his command." The news about Jesus spread to the entire village and the entire region. After leaving the synagogue that day, Jesus went to Simon's home, where he found Simon's mother-in-law very sick with a high fever. "Please heal her," everyone begged. Standing at her bedside, he rebuked the fever and it left her. And she got up and prepared a meal for them. As the sun went down that evening, people throughout the village brought sick family members to Jesus. No matter what their diseases were, the touch of his hand healed everyone. Many were possessed by demons, and the demons came out at his command, shouting, "You are the Son of God." But because they knew he was the Messiah, he rebuked them and refused to let them speak. Early the next morning, Jesus went out to an isolated place. The crowds searched everywhere for him, and when they finally found him, they begged him not to leave. But he replied, "I must preach the good news of the kingdom of God in other towns too, because that is why I was sent." So he continued to travel around, preaching in synagogues throughout Judea. One day after Jesus was preaching on the shore of the Sea of Galilee, great crowds pressed in on him to listen to the word of God. He noticed two empty boats at the anchors or at the water's edge, for the fishermen had left them and were washing their nets. Stepping into one of the boats, Jesus asked Simon, its owner, to push it out into the water. So he sat in the boat and taught the crowds from there. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Now go out where it is deeper and let down your nets to catch some fish." "Master," Simon replied, "we worked hard all last night and didn't catch a thing. But if you say so, I'll let the nets down again." And this time the nets were so full of fish they began to tear. A shout for help brought other partners in the other boats, and soon both boats were filled with fish and on the verge of sinking. When Simon Peter realized what had happened, he fell to his knees before Jesus and said, "O Lord, please leave me. I'm too much of a sinner to be around you." For he was awestruck by the number of fish they had caught, as were the others with him. His partners, James and John, the sons of Zebedee, were also amazed.
Okay, let me stop there. Okay.
Oh God, here we are again. Me asking for things. Let's see what I can.
Scanner. You're fine.
I need your help with Vital Air to get them here with my tanks by Wednesday. I also needs my memory sharpened, a sense of recall. So things like this don't happen again. Thank you for Kai. Please take care of her. Let her tooth get better.
My tooth isn't going to get better. It has to be extracted.
Congratulations on me.
Amen. You need to go tidy your shoes up, your hose, and get food in the microwave, and then we'll play this. And you're going to sit here. I'm not sitting here late. That is why we are doing it this way. Because I decided I couldn't go any further outside. I got the cat box cleaned up upstairs. I got you this one because my girl won't use that litter properly. And I figured these guys should at least use it. I've got 2 boxes of this shit I don't know what to do with. So my girl is going to use the clay stuff and they're going to use this stuff. That means this is going to have to be cleaned a lot. However, it won't, and it does clump. It should be able to be whatever, and it's like sand. But it's going to be all over the fucking place up here. But the orange vacuum will pick it up here. Now you have another meal there that you're going to put the hash brown into, or you're going to leave it there. Have I not got him? I've got pizza or something?
Yeah.
Is that what the other thing is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't even know if I can eat. I shouldn't have tried to eat toast the other day when we were out yesterday morning, Tim. I don't know what to do. It's been interesting. And I have taken a bunch of Tylenol and done rinses on my mouth, and now I'm planning on trying to get drunk so it will not hurt as bad. And I'm not enunciating properly, I know that. I have swelling all underneath my tongue. So this is not good, and Mei Ling told me that I'm really living dangerously with this. And she's right.
Yep.
Okay, well that's how life is right now. But they at least got me with an antibiotic, and hopefully that's keeping me from dying. So, you're nuking that, and when it stops you can open it and play this, okay?
No matter which one?
Well, I would just maybe do the first one, and we will just start working through them. There should be another 4 or 5 of them in the next few days, so we remember which one this is, okay? There's about 12.5 of them. If you don't like it, we'll move on with it.
Yeah, the range everywhere from 4 hours up to 8 hours.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? That means you can go over there and pull it forward. Mew under the blanket again. Mew, you're trashing the fucking bed. Yeah, well, you are.
Good on it.
That's you. You're trashing the bed. Right, Glitter. My lady Gray. Yes, I know it. God, that's what it looks like, isn't it? I thought it was pretty big now. Yes, it is. It's a fair size. So are my legs. At least I still wear good boots. like a
No,
buxom
well,
Klingon.
we did. Okay,
Feel
well,
like
that's the
one.
start.
God, I wish I didn't feel like I did.
That's not stable.
I feel, in a weird way, what is the equivalent of bombed. Probably because I've had a whole bunch of painkillers with wine. I'm sure that will do it.
That'll do.
Wish
Yeah,
you
well,
a
I
Merry
don't hurt,
Christmas.
but
We
I
wish
don't
you
feel
a Merry
good.
Christmas. You should sing.
Inside out here also.
Oh, I wish I could. Wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I thought there was a thing with lights that I put in there, and there's no lights in that. That I ran behind those. So I don't know where we put them. Well, they don't appear to be in that box. I will go and look, but they don't appear to be. And we bought a couple of them. So what did we do with them? There's one on there. It has to be plugged in different. And if not, we'll just...
String up in there.
Yeah, well, that one comes on. So we need another one back in there, okay?
That's like dust.
Like one of the short things of whatever. They're at Home Hardware. And they will plug into the other side. Okay? It's kind of that easy. I should be on a whatever, but there should have been one that goes into one of those. And I don't know where it fucking is. It went into that one right there and lit it.
Being mindful of
This
Christ
is what
in
makes me a
relationship.
witch.
Yeah, just being
These would
aware
probably work here.
That
hasn't lit else in about 7 years straight, but it's not.
and wherever
Wow, huh?
and
Oops.
to have the mind of Christ and to live as a follower of Christ,
I can't believe it lights.
to know Him.
Yeah.
7 years. I swear it's 7 years
We've
out there.
talked about this before, where we get so caught up sometimes in our day-to-day assignments that we're not aware
7
of our
fucking years.
alignment.
Come on,
Right?
you can do
And
it.
I think as parents, we're reminded that all the time that we have great attention for our kids. But we need to have the mind of Christ, the Bible says.
Look,
Without that, without being
7
mindful
years
of
later.
Christ, we're actually no good for our
Wow,
family.
huh?
We're no good for our family.
Cool.
that is pretty cool.
So, and then the other one is that we are also
That
aware,
burnt
like in this family, in
with
this
Michael.
community, and in this church, we're aware of both calling.
Wow, huh?
Yep.
They seem to go hand in hand.
So we're
You
gonna
wanna
put
comment
that
on
there,
that?
and I may try to figure out stringing up lights. I can take them off of that, but I don't really know if I like that. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't know where those plug in, so I'm working on it. Those should be on a different switch. I actually need another string of these things that sit over here. This hasn't got a light in it right now.
So good. We
So,
know that being mindful
it's
of
pretty
calling
cool.
is the action.
And it don't look that
You know,
bad up
Christ is the
there
relationship
ultimately
part.
right now.
And then calling is the action part that we have to take action. It's one thing to have.
I don't know how to
great
get at
intentions. We're
this.
not taking steps towards that direction.
Might be early.
Then we're not really
There's-
taking action. And we
Oh,
don't think
pop
that
sucker thing over there you can have.
Thank you.
Well then eat it. I'm not a bad person. I'm just really pissed off with the way life is going and how you're doing things. Please eat that. Okay?
Yes.
Well, getting it would be a good thing right now, wouldn't it?
Lift the bar and open the door.
I won't buy any more of these. That's kind of cool. This is not turned on. You don't have to turn this one on. That would be the one you would turn on with the lava lamp, okay? And I won't run them up there. It's kind of cool. It's better with the camera this way. And that, I can deal with that light there. And I may change the other one. If I pick up another one, I'll get a white, and I'll move that over here. I haven't figured that out yet, but this one is turned out. There's a candle there. Those are there. That's got a little light in it. That's got a little light. I can't see that shit worth shit. But it's kind of cool with the lights
We
behind
can
that.
strike a bargain.
Yeah.
One woman in place of another.
I'm in no need of a nun. Who is this woman?
Skade, the seer.
And I'm not impressed with up there. I could use green stuff. I brought some in from outside again and threw it around. And that helps at night. It just kind of helps, and that thing helps up there, and, you know, whatever.
She belongs to Bloodhound.
I belong to the man I choose. The man who has the will to lead, to conquer.
I'm not fully certain where
She has seen
the
Alfred's
two
death and
stockings
his
are.
battle.
There
The man
is
will
one in the
benefit from
house.
that death greatly.
That I do know.
Is this true?
It's true.
And I don't know where the other two are.
May
I
I
thought
approach?
I put them in that box.
Cannot.
Because you got a stocking in.
Chicken shit.
Somewhere.
Well, it's not there, obviously, so I don't know where I put it.
If a bargain is made, I will not be handed over like you would a war. I will walk. to
And
the
you
Lord.
have got
Until I
probably
am there and go
vacuuming
back to
every
his word.
hour
I
or
shall see
two.
his
If you do
torment
not,
end.
it will be in your
I
bed.
swear.
That stuff tracks. It's that bad. Now, I don't really have time to go to say characters or something today. I would prefer to do that differently, okay?
Yep.
So, it wasn't as easy as it looks. It's one thing to sit there and be reading stories
Yeah.
and figuring it out. But literally to try to generate the brain to, that's the one thing with Isidore's class, it's not doing that. It's not developing fluency. I'm not even sure if Pat is. Okay, look at me. You've got marks all over your forehead.
Gee, I wonder why.
I don't know. So, what are we doing? Are we taking you in public?
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, we are. You can tell them I smacked you. I don't. That's fine. And those happen when you grab me around the neck. So, we've had lots of fun. And I did tell Kevin about it last night, and he said, you know, you guys are, it isn't going to get any better, which probably won't. But the frustration levels that I'm going through, and whatever you're going through, it's, oh well. So I walked away from it, so I said, what's which I doesn't mean I don't. The vacuums do need to be emptied and cleaned. There is fuzz all over the filter. It needs to come off the side, which would be a very good idea.
Alright.
And the orange one, I need to figure out and change the bag, or it's clogged up. I don't know. But the reason the other one is the second problem is because the filter's all gone. Did you eat this morning already?
Yeah.
And Staples is not open yet, are they? No, they're not open till 11. Damn it all. And I don't know where else to go for speakers. I can't imagine. They're going to want $200 for a set of speakers, too. I noticed that they've made the street sign here bigger, though.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that they've done that and changed
Yep.
some of them? They were that bad to read. You actually couldn't read them. And some of the signs are changing to a different color, like a darker green. They were in this, I don't know, like washed out green, and on a great day, even with my glasses, I couldn't fucking read it. So, looks like they've cleaned up a bunch of the leaves too. Oh, there's the bird's nest. And it's still there. Here. I'm planning on dumping that out after. Hi! Just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Where is that container? Hold on. I was gonna eat my hamburger. Do you want me to throw the ice cream cones out?
Sure.
Okay, do you want these? You do? What's that? I want one over here too. There. I won't be able to see it. And then he has to get brave enough to come down and get it. God damn. Come on. Oh, there you are. You gonna eat that? I'll throw those up because you won't want the frozen one. Oh, you're gonna have that one? You're gonna have that one? Oh, there you are. You feel more safe there, huh? I didn't give you that. I gave you this stuff. Who's yelling? Oh, he got it. Oh, he got it. He got it. He got it. Oh, I talk about bring them all in, eh? Oh, one of them got it. Oh, this guy. Oh, they're still working on it. A seagull is circling for it.
Yeah. Great North American short.
What do you think will happen if I see it one of the fry things? Can you imagine? He knows it's there. You guys like me because I've been feeding you.
Yeah.
No, I have. I've been showing up over here and dumping. There's more of them upstairs. The sunflower seeds.
Right.
And I mean, these guys will eat anything, right? It's still there. look, you're up there. Hi, buddy. I guess this is how to get bird pictures, huh?
The band's
See
still
them.
on.
What? Yeah, I realize the band's still on. It won't hurt it. Those trees, they haven't even got a chance to change color. They've looked like that ever since summer. Like burnt.
Yeah.
Did that woman yell hi, Kai?
What woman?
I walked through there.
That's what I heard.
I thought she yelled hi, Kai. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, the smartest food. What's this? No, there's still sunflower seeds there. Okay, do you want this? What's this? Yeah, you would have to come down here. Guess what? Your buddies are braver than you are. Yes, some of them really are, aren't they? So we're all sitting there looking at it, going, who's going to get it? Put the garbage in the bag, okay?
Yeah.
I tell you, these guys can see this from a mile away, too.
Yep.
That's not very brave over there. Oh, it's yours, is it? You think you're going to get it? Well, you could say something.
This is a good idea. Get down to the church a little early so we make sure we get a parking spot. think they overdid the hash browns a little bit.
Did they?
Yeah.
Kind of crunchy.
Yep. Like potato chips.
Uh-oh. We're gonna get brave. We're gonna get brave. Look how casual we are. We'll just stroll past here. Yeah, we're getting brave, aren't we? I see that. Well, I'll just stroll over there. Oh, if we get enough of us here, we can do it. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Oh, Jesus. Come on. Yeah, I'm still in the vehicle. I was going to try to wash my face out. Can you see? This guy's right behind the door. Yep, right behind the door. Boy, I tell you, talk about something.
Yep.
Hi. You want me to... Do you want that? Well, then go and get it. Go and get it. What?
of the God of the dawn.
He's gonna. Oh, no, he's not gonna get it yet.
Well, the truck didn't scare them very far.
Wait a minute. He got it. At some point when I was looking away. He did. He got it. Somebody got it. Wasn't you. Okay, is that's that one, and there's still some in there, right?
Yep.
This one at least. Yeah, that's nice. It's got a red light on it.
Yeah.
There. Look at that. He did do it. Okay, now are you going to that or what do you want to do?
That was something finished.
Close that for a minute or two. Did you lock this? They're discussing the fact that I parked with the pylon, huh?
Huh?
Never mind.
Oh,
Go in and you get cold. I like your pants. Go in and you get cold. Let me see.
yeah, they're warm. That's why I wore
Can you put stuff in here?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
now, like, what good is that?
Yeah, I know. I have
I
another
can't-
pair though. I could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
Good, thanks.
Yeah, it should have. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, apparently that's our parking spot.
Yeah, I guess that's yours. That's good. They're gonna put
They're
that
gonna-
for a bike because
I
it's
think
too
that's-
small.
Well, it is too
and
small.
awkward, right?
Well, yeah, you can't.
This will be a bike spot, right?
So I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Last week they wanted somebody to take my vehicle keys and park it in there. And
What?
I got
Why?
offered valet. And I can't, you can't do that. You have to have, if you were going to do valet parking for somebody here, you have to have a 10-year provable good record. Because if anything happens, it's never covered. And
Who did that?
Well, I had my own little crying meltdown last week, but that's cool.
Yeah.
And it was one or two people here, and then Matt was going through, and I thought he was chasing me after it. He wasn't, and I went in and talked to him, and I said, you know, first of all, you need more parking space.
Yeah.
And ultimately it is park it on there. Like, how you doing?
Morning.
See, it's bike parking.
Yeah.
No, you could have put it there. Alright. Up and over the gravel. Great fun.
Hi.
Yeah, good riding day.
Yeah, because that'd take a bike and the trike, or
Yeah.
probably even take 3 bikes.
Yeah, I'll probably put 3 in there. And the place
Yeah, so he
behind-
was very nice yet on Wednesday, and he says,
Now it was?
I'm gonna go put a pylon in it, and it's your space.
Yay.
You know, I hate to be see, she can almost pull through it.
Yeah.
It is too tricky with
Yeah.
that. And
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 here's
here's
a
the other-
bike spot now.
and here's the other thing. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Oh,
Turn your wheel, Pop.
oh,
No, we got it. That just got you. Yeah, I got you back here, Pop. There we go.
oh my gosh!
I wouldn't try to put it in there.
Neither would I. Well, see, this is why I wasn't going to hand the keys to somebody with the van and go put it.
Yeah.
But I've got to keep it close, Colleen. I've got to have access to the
that's
tanks.
Good. I'm glad you. That's
But I've
your
got
spot.
to have access
Okay.
to the tanks. I've got to have access to the hoses. I got to have access to his
That's
flanges.
your spot. If I see anybody parking in it, they'll get it. Okay.
Oh no, you know this
I'll
is.
club them.
It is. It's a nightmare in this town
Yeah.
with parking.
What?
It is a nightmare in this town with parking.
Yeah.
Taking him even to the doctors is a
Oh
nightmare.
yeah.
It's just oh boy.
But next time I hope she parks behind in the other spot, right? Because that's going to be bike spot.
She can almost get turned
Yeah.
out.
Hey, Norma.
Hey.
There, how you doing? Doing great. Good.
I like that with the pulling it in.
Yeah.
Our little
Goodness.
cage.
Yeah.
That's about it, isn't it?
Well, that's right.
So you kind of parked in there. That's going to be a bike spot, though, right?
Oh, is it? Because last week I was back there and
Yeah.
they came and got my keys during the service and moved me up.
Why?
So, I guess maybe they needed it for somebody else or
Oh.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe you parked.
No, it
But
wasn't
somebody
for me.
somebody came in once and Rudy
Yeah.
came in and said, "Oh, they've got a spot to move you into a handicap spot."
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, it's already in one." He says, "Oh, okay. Well, we just leave it." And then
Yeah.
somebody else came in afterwards
Your
and said, "Can I
size,
get
you can almost get out of there though too.
But I can get out of here.
You
I'm
could
small
get out
enough.
of there.
Yeah, most people
Yeah.
couldn't.
That's
No.
right. Let's rate
Yeah.
Norma's parking
That's
and
right.
Tim's
There
parking,
you go.
okay? Okay, and I won't use it unless I have him with me.
There you go. Well, and this is, I was just saying that right at the moment, my knee is good enough that I probably don't need it. I could probably park in one of these other spots.
Yeah.
But nobody else seems to be needing it, so
No.
I might as well use that and
For
leave
the
these ones for
winter,
other
there's
people.
not going to be enough bikes anyway. So.
No,
Well, that's
right.
true.
So,
That's true.
Right. Good morning.
Oh, you look nice and warm. Look at how warm she
I
looks.
didn't have the $50. I had $60, so I just wrote a check. Is that okay?
Yep, that's
okay. Good. Good. And does she have more gnomes?
Yes.
And oh, yeah. Okay. More
Gnomes.
yeah, gnomes
Bye,
and
gnomes.
nice ride, eh?
How much does it weigh? Because I watched you guys pulling it in.
Yeah.
It is. It's interesting. Yeah. It's,
I'd say it's dry. It's probably just under 1,000 pounds.
yeah. She's at least
About
that.
900, I'm thinking. Because mine fully, mine's like 11. And I think that's everything in the bags. So his is probably.
At least in the gravel and the whole bit. Yeah. Wow.
He's 83. He's still. And so that's a big bike for a man that's only like 5'2".
When Tim went on oxygen, I needed a trike, so I got one.
Yeah.
And it was really a blessing because a lot of the stuff I looked at was converted, and I just said to myself, at this age, I am not hauling and pushing backwards 1,200
Yeah,
pounds. Like I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So.
Good for you that you're. You know.
Yeah. It's good if you're young. Are you young? Yeah. Oh, that's young. You got it on me. There we go.
Hey, beautiful.
Did you get a coffee, double?
I did not get one for him.
Oh, thank you. It's not quite as cold, but you're better in here, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think so.
It freezes everybody else.
Oh, yeah. Well, they just had to put another little glass door there.
Well, I don't know what we're going to end up doing. Hi, Karen. Good, how are you?
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Nice to see you.
And then there's a trick to getting those silly lids on, isn't there?
Yes.
You better believe it.
No, I didn't see him.
Oh, you find my water bottle. Okay, I'm gonna go fill it up. These are down here.
At the door of culture just because others have a different opinion of you or feel that you don't fit in. Don't conform, instead trust.
You can finish this out there if you want. Get the lights on.
How's the songwriting going?
So if you watch your hose, are you able to carry this? Fix your hair. Watch your hose. Okay. Are you going to go down that way? Okay, go down that way. I'll meet you up front, okay? Are you okay going down that way? Okay, I'll go open the door for you.
Yeah,
Alright, let's go see your brother.
hey, we'll see you later. Have a great day. Sure. Yeah, you betcha. It's 2 leakers today.
Oh. Whew. Okay, we can stop right here. We'll pull up a seat for it. So are you going to be there on Wednesday? Just wait there a minute. gonna get there on Wednesday? You gonna get?
I don't have to work this week. I gotta
Oh,
make
that's
sure,
good.
I'm gonna make sure I can get there. I missed
Yeah.
the waiting start.
See, it's beautiful today. I should be having him out on the bike.
What?
I should be having him out on the trike, and he's finding it too cold.
Yeah. He's lost a lot of weight and stuff, and that makes you super cold, right? Yeah.
Oh, there you are. No orange baggy thing.
No orange bag.
No orange baggy thing, or whatever it was. Yeah, the sock thing. Okay, I'll see you Wednesday, eh?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay. You too.
Yeah, you need to do that again because that's so.
Should we try to take the trike out today?
It's up to you, dear.
We should be trying to do this too. But I was going to go over for lunch. That's for 12, and it's already what? What time is it?
Do you want to drive up? We just want to get one of the boys to bring it. I could drive up.
5 to 12? Then we should probably go over there before we go get the trike out. Okay? And tomorrow I've got to start vehicles or something. Come on, you.
They do.
Okay? Okay.
Okay. See you later. Bye. Nice to see you. See
You
you
too.
later.
Come on. Okay? Can you put that in the front seat?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go over there for lunch. And see, tomorrow I was gonna come in and organize whatever. Hello, ladies person. Do you want me to go home and try to get the trike out?
No, we'll go to give it back for lunch. Then we can take the truck out this afternoon.
Yeah, well, there's gonna go quite a shan to the market, and that we have to drive to. And tomorrow I have to deal with trucks or something. Move trucks around, and this weather we should be doing. It's the last of the good weather, Tim. Really. So.
Gathering here today?
Marvelous. What part of the service were you at? What part of the service were you with?
I'm sorry?
What part of the service were you with? Yes. Or that didn't just come from Walmart, did it?
This?
Your outfit.
Oh, my jacket.
That's beautiful.
Oh, it's just an ordinary jacket.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's made in Britain. Yeah, they're
Maybe that's why. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that almost looks like some of the newer military ones. I thought. Wow.
Well, it's not an army jacket, but it's sort of Christmassy because it's green.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And then I'm going to wear something red or
I'm
something.
Kai.
Oh, what do you do? I tell you. Okay, thank you. Good to
Okay.
meet you.
Come on in.
I was told to come here last week, but they
Yeah, and
canceled.
then they canceled it. And I am with your counseling, and I've got a member of household that I brought today. I just brought him from another service. So I take it we're in there. Okay. You waiting for somebody on that door?
No, I just have to go get the keys to the car.
Hard to believe it's November, eh?
I was going to go home and get the bike out, but I didn't do that yet. It's usually we get it, yeah. Thank you. Hi, so we're...
I don't know where.
I believe it's
I don't know what all we're doing. Well, we can stay for this and go to Xi'an, or I have to use a bathroom. So I'm going to go find a bathroom, okay?
Yeah.
There. You know how long it's been since we've been in here? Wow, huh? I know. Gotta go in the bathroom.
Oh, yes, sir.
At the what?
Sturgis.
Oh, Sturgis, yeah. So if he didn't tell you, he's often over at Victory Church. If he didn't tell you, he's often over at Victory on College Street. And most everybody there rides. And I bought the trike because he's on the oxygen now. So there you go, right? I think that was the back seat comment, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. I almost ran home to get the trike out, so.
Do you have two front wheels in the front?
No, that's the Spider. And if you don't know anything about motorcycles, and even if you do, in order to fill that gas tank, everybody's got to get off of it. Your bags, if they're attached bags, that's fine, but if you've got slingovers, because the seat has to lift. Literally, you put in a key and the seat comes up to fill the gas tank. And I thought, you know what? They are actually a very stable unit, and I looked at them until they finally told me that. And I said, you want me to do what? Oh yeah, and you get him out in the tanks, and then you go drop him off, you go fill the gas. And I thought, this is crazy. So anyway, since we're here and I'm the conversationalist, so I locked in and there were a lot of miracles. So the long and the short of it is, it's not a big story. So I would be over at the ladies group and this and that, and I gotta get a trike, because if you've ever ridden, if you can stay on the back of it, you can't die. You know, that's how our heads work. So they prayed, and I would go to work, and I'd sit in one parking lot, just down there, with a tree, right? Crying my eyes out, going, how am I going to do this? Because I can't afford, and I don't want $60,000 into a Harley trike. So wouldn't you know it, about 2 days later, I get a phone call from the bank. And they said, you know those little rentals you have? We want to rewrite it. Now you know what that means, right? That could be bad. She says, and by the way, do you want more money? Like it was like an answer. So a friend of ours, another rider, he's CMA, and he's out with one of the Mennonite churches. We could have gone to Ontario 3 times. I went everywhere. We went to Alberta. We looked at everything. And the worst of it was short of buying that Harley for $60,000, which I don't want because the reverse goes in the new ones. But what am I going to do? Do I buy one of these converted? Because they won't have reverse. And my friends, I'm too old to be pushing 1,500 pounds backwards, okay? So I went home and I'm doing one of my crying sessions again. And Facebook's a good thing. It shows you what you've been looking at, right?
Yep.
So I'm scrolling through a feed, and on Marketplace is this trike. And I went, they can't want just that for it. So he's an older man. He had taken it in from somebody who originally had it. Long story. Guess where I found that one? A quarter mile from my house.
Yes.
And now I told you there's a lot of miracles. I have a 2000 anniversary edition Goldwing Lehman converted trike that,
we'll get there.
Listen, I take it out and people our age group circle it going, wow. I'm not kidding. He was such a sweetheart because he was selling, he's going back to fix things for family and whatever. Older man, he says, I think you guys should have it. I got it for $13,000. I gotta tell you the story. I spent $3,000 on gas, remember? And I still managed to build a shed because the kicker here is don't buy something if you don't know where you're going to park it. And I still came out at 20 and under. Talk about a miracle, right? Wow. It was just like I could just get chills on it. So, you know, that's a biker story miracle. There's a lot of miracles we see. Lots and lots. So, yeah. Do you go to Northview or? You're with them. Okay. Well, we got an email from Senior Peers Counseling, and I'm with them. I usually take phone clients.
Helen's over there.
Over there. Gotcha. And we're going to be here last week. And then we weren't, well, then it was canceled, and we just came from over with Victory. They're doing a fundraising thing for families, so I said,
I'm
come
Helen's
over.
husband.
Now you be careful. It's been, what, 3 or 4 years since COVID? Maybe you are. Oh my goodness. On that note, I ran into somebody out at Remembrance Day at Stallo. And we started talking, and she says, but I know you. And I said, well, you look familiar. And I used to always be out, because I did work out at Stallo Elders Lodge. 4 years, you know, that you haven't seen somebody. So, yeah. Wow.
Are you ready for lunch? Is that what you said?
Good friends. I should help you something. Are you doing okay? Would you be warming up on the trike today? Or we're just going to go in the general direction? I was going to go to Xiam and move back, and I guess we could still pull off the trike. That would be 3 o'clock.
Oh, in the fridge. Okay, okay. Yes, thank you so much. I'm sure they've gone. I will. Let me show you which one so I can make sure I take the right one.
Helen.
You guys are staying for orange first, right?
I'll make sure they get it.
Is that okay? Well, it's either that or I'm going to run home, get the gold wing, and bring it back, and I'll put them on it.
They used to have in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where I came from. Cops used to have the trikes.
Do they?
Yeah, they had the trikes and they had the big box on the back. I had a chance way back when I should have bought one. You know, hindsight's always 20/20.
Well, the only thing I find with this, and I've ridden for years, you know, if this gets up to speed, and when I say speed, you know, you're 90 or 100 or more, it's like a Cadillac, it just flies. But you use it in town, it's bulky, it's heavy, it's like a tractor. You know, I'm used to a motorcycle, right? So I got quite the workout in back in the arms. So,
Our son is the biker in our family.
that's right.
He's got a Harley.
Well,
He's off the road right now.
how come?
He figures it's something in the transmission.
Oh.
He makes lots of crunching when he...
Crunching?
Crunching sounds when he's riding. And he doesn't have the money to fix it.
Way back in the 60s when I was younger, me and a friend of mine used to go for hardtail chocolate, the name hangers on it. I hit a couple of potholes and I said, that's it. I went from southern Ontario down to South Dakota on the rear seat of a hardtail. You're a better man than I am. Never, ever again. I'm telling you.
I rode with a friend of mine in my 20s, and I said, this isn't for me.
We're going to have to sit with these guys during lunch, the stories, because real quick. So, when was that? That's a good 7, 8 years ago, 10 years ago? I don't know. We were headed out towards Rosedale. There was a bike on somebody's, front yard. Some guy had changed it around, did a chopper, hardtail, the whole bit, kickstart to boot. So, okay, what did I do? I bought it for him, and we paid $5,000 for it. I was on the back for approximately 4 blocks, and I said, you can stop right now. I am walking home, okay? And that was it. And he ran it for a while, but it was just standing in a parking lot, jumping on something is, dear me.
That was pretty bad anyway. The rings were shot.
Yeah,
No compression.
there were issues with that. That was a waste, wasn't it?
There's no oil system on it.
The only other one that is nice, and you don't have to raise the seat to fill it. And so it's like the Spider with the two wheels in the front, but they call it the Riker. And it's very scaled down, so it doesn't have like, you know, a whole lot of power steering or anything else. Although handleable, like, you know, to handle it, both of those run a little like a convertible. The faster you go, the tighter it hugs, or like a snowmobile. And see, the Riker's only anywhere between 300 and 500 pounds. And see, I almost got that because I thought, like, if I can back my bike out. I can bike my bike out. You know what I mean? I can back it out. So I can do a bike, but I couldn't imagine doing a trike. And see, the Riker would be good if it was done, but you're not. So, and someday maybe I'll get myself one. Right? Yeah, I can do that. And then you'd be here with the trike and have to go home. And yet, yes, chance. Well, I would have to bring it, wouldn't I?
Did you disconnect somebody had to unplug it?
You know, the young people can do it just fine. They just go right in and it's but with us, I gave up many years ago. You can't see me.
Well, could we manage? Would you find it too cold to go all the way to Xi'an? Maybe. With the trike? Would you make it on the trike? Would it be easier?
I guess so.
Would you
What am I going to do? Halfway there and say no?
Well, I guess so. Yeah, you might. Other than that, I guess we could do this tomorrow. We've still got an issue with respect to your tanks. And I do have to get trucks out as well. So, oh, hi. Hello. Oh, well, I see him too. Oh. Okay, well, I'm going to go outside for a moment and think about this. If I change my mind, I will do it. Depends on how late off or supper or lunch. Because I don't have to do lunch, and then I could pick you up. I just don't know if I want to take it all the way to Xi'an. And I haven't even filled up with gas yet. That's the other thing I was going to do.
You're not familiar with the people around here that well, but the G's monk is a claimant. The claimants have the biggest dairy and yeah. So
I guess we take you that away. Come on. You're happening.
Right? Right. So
I'll be right back. Hello.
So I think we're going to take
He says to me, he says, oh, I'm her husband. But, oh my goodness, 3 or 4 years is a long time, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I tell you, that's the deal. Wow. Joanne. I don't know. And I haven't had any, I mean, I took them on the phones, but I haven't had anybody for a year or two. I decided to bring him.
My name's Doug. Jim?
No, but see, I did get the email on this. Okay, that I did do. That I did do.
Just trying to make sure she's got everything right.
Okay. Well, I think I talked to her. Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've been in here.
I'm sure we'll make it happen.
Here, that's a good spot. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to sit right here because I probably have to get that for you, okay? I talked to her about 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay, so
So
she'll be
then
phoning
she's
everybody
okay.
again.
We celebrate and we respect and we appreciate the seniors among us. I'm always aware that in our society, I've seen it in African society where we grew up, but also in Canadian society, the seniors among us carry a lot more weight. They look after family, they provide for others. And we just want to say that, we just want to say we appreciate you, we thank you. In Proverbs 20:29, King Solomon, the wisest man ever, says something about the young and the old. And the way he does it in the Hebrew is that he kind of compares them and he says they're both good, but we love you and we appreciate you better. And so just like I'm a meat eater, we like to discuss. I'm going to say grace. I like our meat, and it's like saying, we'll eat bread and just have a good time together. That's the only point. Father, we thank you for all your blessings. As we eat now, we're reminded of your provisions for us in so many ways. Father, I just thank you for the wisdom of the ages, the wisdom of the older people among us. We thank you for them. We thank you for their contribution to society, but also to your church. Won't you bless them as they bless us? In Jesus' name. Amen. God bless everyone. Please grab some food.
Yes, so we were gonna, because it was on for last week, so we were gonna be here. But today, now he often goes over to Victory, which is on College Street.
Okay.
Right. So they were doing a thing there, so I went there and I said, well, we'll pop over and see what happens, because I got another email that said, no, they're moving it. So,
Oh, yeah. We had to. The girl that does this. And they didn't have a phone.
I'm gonna get it. Slide in over this way so I can talk to Helen. That's a good idea, right? That's a good idea.
Between that and the chicken.
I want a couple of napkins. No, but there's some there. I'll get them. Hold There. Oh, you've got one. Okay, that's cool. What is that? It looks like a squash.
Shado and something.
Oh, okay.
Stop with coffee.
So have you got many of the counselors here? Or?
There's about 4, I guess. The one lady. One of the church members took the course. But her husband was in a hit and run accident. And so she's dealing with him. And then I don't know if you heard me say that Bob is in the hospital. He was discharged with locust mat.
Oh, dear God.
But it's all fixed and it's healing well, apparently. Last I was up to see him. But
Okay, there we go. Let's go this way. That pastor, and I wish I could think of his name, I can't now, wants to try to do some connections with Native community. And, come along, careful. And they actually are meeting here on Sundays. And I said, what, you mean like truth and reconciliation, friendship, relationship? And I told him about Kat. And I don't know if Kat wants to get involved with him, but it seems to me that, oh, come on. Oh no. Just a minute, I've got this stuck and caught. You've still got my water bottle too, don't you? Tim? Ah. You need to fix that seat, by the way. Would you please fix that seat cover? Thank you. They're meeting here on Sundays, and I said then maybe we should be connecting him with Andrew. Wow, you never know. It's all called networking, okay? Now I'm going to go see about Pioneer for starters. Okay, that's number one here. How much time is on that tank?
Like 2 or 3 hours.
And this way, this is beautiful weather. We should have been out on the trike. And I actually have far too many freaking things else that I have to be doing. Including the darn trucks. Should have been two. This is really the only time period it's going to hit. It's going to be so bad I won't be able to do any of it. So trucks need to come out and be tarped and do this and that and all sorts of stuff. Most of it, I think it's going to go. First stop is Pioneer is not open. That I know of, Pioneer is not open today. And I've got to put something on those doors. I need those because I don't have any. So Rona's going to Staples. Not a lot. Let's take some of this off because I can drive better with it. Did he say his name was?
I don't know.
Well, he did. He wants to get him. I said, okay, I'll put it by email. Tell me what you're looking for. Set him in touch with whatever. I mean, you can just call Swallow Tribal Council, but what are they going to do? But he could talk to Lori Kelly.
Right.
Right? Say, you know, this is what we want to do, and what do you think? Lori is approachable with that because she understands the work. And by the way, she is Swallow Tribal Council. She's Kat's secretary. I guess you couldn't get tighter, could you?
I can't see it for buildings.
Mm-hmm. Well, you will eventually. See, it's right up there, isn't it? I hope you're gone that the highway isn't. I was going to do highway though. It just struck me as a better idea at the moment. Or does it?
Yep.
Or at least Annis Road.
It's quiet heading east.
Huh?
It's very quiet heading east.
That's good. I probably won't have an accident if we're in a close, however.
bicycles on the highway.
Right.
What?
So did I.
Yeah, that's what I was under the impression.
Would be a good thing to bring home. Oh, damn it. So, if you bring the phones over, that would be good too, wouldn't it? I did have Tylenol up here. I forgot. I put them in this. There's Tylenol in this. What do you know there is? So you bring your phones over, and we'll do whatever we do, and whatever we do. Okay? How's that? Does that sound like a good idea? Doesn't it? At least I think it is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where's your Tylenol? I'm working on it, okay? Yeah, well, I am. And it's not a lot of fun. All of it is not a lot of fun. Okay. I put the rest of them in here, I think. I don't know. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, God, fucking. I should have gone and got a bottle of Tylenol today, and I did not. Okay, that's kind of where it all is at. I didn't do that. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't seem to have. I had one up here. I brought one up here last night. So I don't have one up here. But I do have my scissors on the floor. Okay, let's read and get on with what we're doing, alright? That's a good idea, I think. At least I'm assuming it is. Oh God, this fucking hurts. Oh, this is bad. It was bad yesterday, it's bad today. Hello, Gunner. Hi, Gunner. It's Lady. Look at me. There. That's not a good picture. I'm finding it's rather warm in here too. Are you too warm?
And that's why down to this.
Well, then so be it, I guess. Okay.
In one of the villages, Jesus met a man with an advanced case of leprosy. When the man saw Jesus, he bowed with his face to the ground, begging to be healed. Lord, he said, if you are willing, you can heal me and make me clean. Jesus reached out and touched him. I'm willing, he said, be healed. And instantly, leprosy disappeared. Jesus instructed him not to tell anyone what had happened. He said, go to the priest and let him examine you. Take along the offering required by law of Moses for those who have been healed of leprosy. This be a public testimony that you have been cleansed. But despite Jesus' instructions, the report of his power spread even further. And vast crowds came to hear him preach and to be healed of their diseases. Jesus often withdrew to the wilderness for prayer. One day while Jesus was teaching, some Pharisees and teachers of religious law, were sitting nearby. It seemed that these men showed up from every village in all Galilee and Judea, as well as from Jerusalem. And the Lord's healing power was strongly with Jesus. Some men came carrying a paralyzed man on a sleeping mat. They tried to take him inside to Jesus, but they couldn't reach him because of the crowd. So they went up into the roof and took off some tiles and lowered the sick man on his mat down into the crowd right in front of Jesus. Seeing their faith, Jesus said to the man, "Young man, your sins are forgiven." But the Pharisees and his teachers of religious law said to themselves, "Who does he think he is? That's blasphemy. Only God can forgive sins." Jesus knew what they were thinking, so he asked them, "Why do you question this in your hearts? It is easier to say, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or 'Stand up and walk.' So I prove to you that the Son of Man has the authority on earth to forgive sins." And Jesus turned to the paralyzed man and said, "Stand up, pick up your mat, and go home." And immediately, as everyone was watched, the man jumped up, picked up his mat, went home praising God. Everyone was gripped with great wonder and awe, and they praised God, exclaiming, "We have seen amazing things today."
You can stop there if you want. It's fine. I'm really not doing that I don't know why I have what I have. It is bizarre. I haven't eaten anything to do this. I don't know if it's because of an immune thing going on or an infection. My dentist could tell me. It's like I've eaten too much vitamin C. But I'm really late on that because I'm 2 weeks behind on this. And I don't know what to do with it. It's going to be interesting to get through tonight. Okay, so let's pray, okay? And then we'll get on with whatever, and that's there. And you need to put on different shoes and whatnot, and I've got to go and organize foodstuffs for you for tomorrow.
God, thank you for the day. Thank you for Kai. Thank you for Matt and the people over Victory. Thank you for letting us meet some old friends and new. The old people's home. Thank you for the day. Thank you for the little wake up you've given me. Amen.
Amen. And thank you for cleaning up, Tim. I appreciate that. Put your shoes over there. We can talk for a minute if you want. Tidy your bed. Or you can talk. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It was bad yesterday, but it's worse today. And it's really bad tonight. And I didn't do anything different. I went out and worked on the gate, the door, the whatever. And that got done. And I've kind of wasted the last hour. I wish I'd come out here sooner and just called Vange and said I can't do this, because right now I don't think I can do it. Sure as hell not Hal Camelo right now. Okay, so that speaker is working, eh?
Yep.
That's good. Okay, get out of my way, critter. Now look, I want you to... What is all this? Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know if I'm going to try to eat this. Set this on my whatever. We're going to organize your foodstuffs or organize something, all right? There's those two things. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. And open this up. And let's figure out what we're doing with this. You could do this, all right? I know you could. You put those things on there, all right? Thank you. Okay? That's a good idea. No, there's more in the bag. Okay, Tim. So let's put them on there, right in the microwave. Thank you. Here. Come on, beep beep. This is the stuff that I do. There's more in this. Jesus fucking Christ. There's enough shirts for you to eat for the next day or two. Put them in there. And then there's garbage there. And there's something in the other container. And there's 2 other containers. And a lot of that might be for the next 2 days to get you through that. Okay? Or we're going to assume it will. You're basically in. You can do lots of eating, all right? So whether or not I eat part of that pizza remains to be seen. And if you put a lid on that and just leave it on your desk, you would know it's on for tomorrow morning, wouldn't you? All right?
Pardon?
Put a lid on that. And the sandwich on top, and you know it's on for tomorrow morning, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. God, this hurts. I have a camera on the bed, remember? No, they don't do this. You should, if you could see this. Hi, lady. And there's Gunner trying to hold Gunner's own. She's good. Oh yeah, Gunner. All she's got to do is come down on you on top and you're screwed.
Put some ketchup in the bag too, please. Ketchup.
She lays on her back, takes him and pulls him down. And when she came down on, and she's going to do it again. Now she's sitting there. That's it. Boom. But she's got the weight behind her with it. And then she goes over on her back and she pulls him upside down. Oh no, this is interesting. Because it comes directly on the heels of this. Gunner's sitting there, she got down, turned around and went. And that has got a lot to do with her being up here. Yeah.
Put it on 3 pulse instead, and I don't want it straight.
Mew's just wandering around her fucking twits. Kids. So let's put this over here, and I'll go get some ice cream. I said 3 days. No, I think we've got 5 days. I have 5 days if it's contained. So right now we have kitty litter for 5, 10, 15, 20, about 30 days without touching the clay. Okay? You with me?
Yeah.
Good. Come sit down. We're going to get whatever. You're going to live. You don't think you are, but neither do I. And I don't like where that vacuum is. I may fuck with it. So you get your ass out of that area. I don't know what you've done. Okay, look at me. Hello? Yeah, well, stop playing with your gum. There, look at the cat. This is so hard, I can barely get it opened. Oh, Lady Grey wants some. Don't worry, I'm going to bring some up for me, okay? Sooner or later, I can get to it. I'm trying to make it easier with the kitty litter stuff.
Thank you.
It's just not cool, but I don't know when to do this, and I didn't do this during Vange, but I'm doing it now. 2 old women, did you ever think you'd get there?
Nope.
Yeah, really, eh?
Figured I'd be long dead.
Well, you're not. So that's good, okay?
Thank you for choosing Burger King. How may we help you?
The 2 Whoppers.
Okay. And that's everything for you?
We gotta quit meeting like this.
Right?
I know.
Well, at least you keep coming back.
Well,
It's gotta
yeah.
be a good thing, right?
He likes these things too, so that's
It's a good deal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And you probably throw some ketchup in for him. Go around that way, right?
No, you
Oh,
can
okay.
today.
Okay.
I don't have 10 other orders. We're good. It's just been really crazy here the last few days, and then we're so short-staffed. It's not even short-staffed. It's people just can't work. Like they have no gumption.
That too.
Every day, like at least one person calls in sick. Like every day.
I think what I find is, actually this is a pretty good deal, so I'm not bitching at you guys. Doesn't seem to matter where I go. I can't get the product. Or they've changed the technology again. Like, you know, like, here, let's just make this out of funk all of a sudden, right? Like, we are just a continual throwaway of...
Yep.
Yeah, it's...
I got it.
Okay, so I'm in my 60s. How old are you?
Right? I just turned 50. Like,
It gets worse, right? Yeah.
Right? And we just took over, like, we just had new owners take over, and so in August, and so they introduced this whole new, like, operating system, and, like, when it comes to technology, I'm challenged at the best of times, but then I had to, like, I was at a place where I was comfortable, and then they throw all this stuff at you, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah.
I can't do this.
Oh, thank you. I know I said we gotta quit meeting like this. At this rate, I'll forget your name. What is your name?
Haley.
You know, I might even remember that.
It's
Kai.
like a comment.
Kai. Okay. You know, okay, real quick, because you got nobody there. I would go places downtown. And I would go in, and there was this woman. She was younger, too, okay? Like, you know, like I would have been 50. She was like maybe 25. She knew everything about me. She knew my dog's name. And all I could... See, it'll get worse, right? You're probably here at this... I kept thinking, who is this girl? Who is this girl? And I didn't have the balls to say, who is this girl? Right. Until one day I walked into, of all places, a gas station or something. And she said, oh, and blah, 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 yesterday. And I went, oh, my good God. She took off her uniform and her cap. You see, when she's out there? Oh, So we never forget a face.
Right.
So I'm focusing on your face. Forget the uniform. Okay. Haley, hang in there.
I will.
Okay. Take care.
Living the dream.
Where is the phones? How about we go figure out what you did with them, okay? That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? It basically would. I'm almost certain it would. Sure, that would be a good idea. Putting that in front of the camera is not such a good idea, is it? For the time being, right? Or knocking that over. I'm almost certain it's not. And I'm hoping you're going to do whatever, because I'm going to do my nails. Because, you know, that's like vanity, but these are also my tools. Or something like it. They aren't doing very well lately with even opening that fucking shit thing. Have you eaten dinner?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
One day some people said to Jesus, John the Baptist's disciples fast and pray regularly, and so did the disciples of the Pharisees. Why are your disciples always eating and drinking? Because they're Dutchmen.
What?
Because they're Dutch.
Because they're Dutch?
Yeah.
I don't think it says that there, Tim. I'm almost certain it doesn't, but it was nice humor for a change.
Jesus responded, do wedding guests fast while celebrating with the groom? Of course not. But someday the groom will be taken away from them, and then they will fast. And Jesus gave them this illustration. No one tears a piece of cloth from a new garment and uses it to patch an old garment. For then the new garment would be ruined, and the new patch wouldn't even match the old garment. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins. For the new wine would burst the wineskins, spilling the wine and ruining the skins. New wine must be stored in new wineskins. But no one who drinks the old wine seems to want the new wine. The old is just fine, they say. Of course, it's more fermented.
What?
Of course, it's more fermented.
What old wine?
One Sabbath day, as Jesus was walking through some grain fields, his disciples broke off heads of grain, rubbed off the husks in their hands, and ate the grain. Well, some Pharisees said, why are you breaking the law by harvesting grain on the Sabbath? Jesus replied, haven't you read in the scriptures what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He went into the house of God and broke the law by eating the sacred loaves of bread that only the priests can eat.
Hey,
He also gave
you can just keep
some
reading.
to his
I've got to go do
companions.
something briefly, and I will
Jesus
be right
added, the
back.
sons of man is Lord even over the Sabbath. I gotta blow my nose.
Okay, don't touch the cigarettes, please.
No, I'm not going to, dear.
Thank you.
I've quit.
Well, you did or you didn't, right? One of the two. hash brown, and if I leave it out on the table, a rat or raccoon will walk off with it, okay?
No.
Well, they will. Out there. So, if I don't eat it now, I'll do it tonight when I go upstairs. Okay.
On another Sabbath day, a man with a deformed right hand was in the synagogue while Jesus was teaching. The teachers of religious law and the Pharisees watched Jesus closely. If he healed the man's hand, they planned to accuse him of working on the Sabbath. But Jesus knew their thoughts. He said to the man with the deformed hand, "Come and stand in front of everyone." So the man came forward. Jesus said to his critics, "I have a question for you. Does the law permit good deeds on the Sabbath, or is it a day for doing evil? Is it a day to save life or to destroy it?" He looked around at them one by one and then said to the man, "Hold out your hand." So the man held his hand. It was restored. At this, the enemies of Jesus were wild with rage. They began to discuss what to do with him.
We can stop there if you want, okay? And then let's figure out whatever your cell phone's there. This is this, and okay, let's pray, okay?
God, thank you for the day. Thank you for God. Thank you for the things she does. Thank you for bringing us to this point today. Thank you for the cats as well.
Oh, sure, those two.
Thank you for everything, God. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so I didn't accomplish very much today, Tim. And I'm not impressed with the fact you hung up. I was the 10th caller.
Oh.
That's why I was on hold. And I can't really leave the battery charger laying in the alley while people are going by on bicycles, can I?
No.
Well, the van was half into the alley and I didn't even know how to move it out. So the ass end is stuck in the alley. But don't worry, my neighbors, who are big, strong, strapping men, just stood there and looked. I said, I've got to try to get it in. And off they wandered. So I suspect these people are useless in the event of anything. Okay?
What neighbors are these?
The ones over there. The two houses. Kevin was not at home, or I would have called him, because I think if we got it, I put it in gear with a shove, we could have pulled it off the alley. But with it stuck out in the alley, this was not a lot of fun, was it?
No.
I don't know why it went down. I have changed the battery, and that is what Midas said to me today. I think it's the battery, because it wasn't like the starter or alternator. It was like, I don't know why. It started, it moved out. I turned it off, I went to start it again, and it just went blah, 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 blah. And my battery charger said my battery was down to 1/4. Now, that may not be the charging system when you think about it. That's more likely because the battery is going. And the battery is about 3 or 4 years old, and it's been through some hard winters. And it was not a big battery. It is a 5, as opposed to a 10, which is what one of those trucks need to crank it anyway. An 8 to 10 cranking power of whatever. I don't know why that's in it. It went in during COVID or something with, I don't know. Anyway. So, I can't say Midas really fucked up. They did go the distance, Jim, but I still lost 2.5 hours there.
No.
And when I came in, I said, "You're going to be my hero." Scott likes me. I'm sure he does, or at least he chuckles. It was, something about, Kay, you're priceless. Don't worry, Max. Because I've run this Max thing before. Oh, no. My big, strong, strapping new neighbors, you know, with their families, are 30-some years old, and I'm out there with this going, it's stuck in the alley, now what? And they just sort of wandered off. It's about 58. But he gets it. Close in my age. I'm 60-something. I can't believe that. Even Tony would have helped if he was home, but he's not. He's working.
Yeah.
Tony would have said, oh, here, give it a shove. These two dudes just wandered off. And I'm going, I don't think I can't leave this in the alley. I had fucking pylons out there, Tim, with it. I said, you know, if you can give me a hand, I'll put it in gear, we'll shove it forward. And they wandered off. Not even a howdy doody, we don't wanna. So you hanging up on my call through really does piss me off, because you should at least know better on that, okay? It hasn't been the greatest day.
I'm sorry, I thought you meant hold us to calling back.
No. And it wasn't the greatest day at work, and it wasn't the greatest day of anything. And I did manage to get the truck out, started, and drive it to Midas and back. And it never went for a run, but now it has a brand new battery, so I'm assured it will start at least.
Yeah.
It will start through the winter because the cold will kill it. And so that, and I've yet to go and get fresh gas for the bikes. So tomorrow I'm going to deal with the red truck, because I have to come back here and be online with a workshop. So if I get the red truck out and hope to God it starts, and if it don't, I go get the van out of the backyard and we take it from there. But I have the feeling the van needs a different battery too. And the van battery is only a year and a half old.
Yeah.
If it's that.
It should be good for 2 more years.
It's not running well. And Midas will check it. He's got this great little gizmo that he plugs on that gives him all these readings.
Yeah.
As to whether it's the charging system or the battery. And I said, this is my problem with the red truck. If it sits for 3 or 4 weeks, I almost need to put on the charger. You gotta have a trickle thing? Yes. And he just shook his head, and I said, it's not that old a battery. So it's that, or there's a draw on the truck, but there isn't, because we've disconnected everything. Yeah. See, that's it with this. He says, well, is there anything on? Nope. We yanked all the fuses. There's no lights, there's no this, there's no that, nothing will come on unless that truck's running. I did this to my trucks because they will do that. You know, a clock can drain a battery out over 3 weeks. Boom, you got a dead battery. So all of this stuff has been disconnected, including my interior lights sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess that's why he calls me Max now. I joked about something about Max. Oh yeah, I got the extension cords running down the fucking alley. Anyway, I've not had the greatest fun day. I really thought I would get the front yard raked up, the red truck out, and some bikes organized. I could probably put the Honda in with the gas I've got. It's got fresh enough gas. Add some more, it's got stabilizer, get it parked. But the Boulevard was not starting, and it isn't odd that it won't. It often has to be rolled or moved. I don't know why. It's just got these things.
It's called stubborn.
And if I put anything anywhere, I was going to leave the Honda on for the year. In that case, the Boulevard needs to be started and got in there. Something needs to be done. Lots of stuff needs to be done. The white car needs to be attended to. All of these things are an hour to 2 hours worth of production.
Yeah.
And I really don't have it in the morning to do it. It's still too cold, to this or to that, and I'm leaving at 11. There's my 2 hours, oops, yeah. And it doesn't really work. There's Gunner. Gunner is Gunner. And my mouth feels like fucking hell. And I don't know what all went on with you last night, but I may have buggered up, so it's a good thing you're alive and I didn't kill you.
Yeah.
Well, it means that you will tolerate 7 or so. rather than into the 8s. Because when I
A
looked
couple
at it,
61 oxygen.
I looked at it today and went, what? I could have sworn I set that at that. Like in the 8 mark. But it wasn't there. Did you get up and change it?
No.
I could have sworn I did. Okay, so I wasn't trying to kill you last night. I wasn't even fighting with you. We ate ice cream, okay?
Yeah.
So all I know is I was not in a good way, and I'm not in a good way now. By the time I get done, drink 3 glasses of wine and eat 5 more Tylenol, I will not be in a good way. So I at least am a little more on board with that. I will be a little closer with, I don't think I put my glasses on is what happened. And that is important, and it's important for you too. Put your fucking glasses on, because you know how it's got the 2 lines and I was a little womped. And that means that you would survive at 7. That's interesting. It's interesting, you would.
So nervous wake half the night.
Would you like to know about me trying to upgrade a vehicle?
How upgrade? I know the battery.
Well, first of all, that unit out there takes 5,500 watts.
5,500 for what?
Your compressor thing. I can't run that on the inverter through the fucking cigarette lighter. I'll blow the fucking van. 5,500 watts, Tim. It's the equivalent of 2 or 3 microwaves all firing up at once, or worse. That's what that runs. There are 1 or 2 on the market that are 25 to 3, which could probably be done through the cigarette lighter wired to a second battery. That much I get. But this is impossible. That kind of a unit is impossible. There are 2 or 3 units out there that only go to 6 that are designed to plug into a vehicle that are $1,500. At that point, I would have to upgrade vehicle. So I've still got somebody working on this, but I've really got to know something about 2 or 3 of the units that I might be able to get my hands on in order to do something. Okay?
Thank you for all this.
Well, a unit like that out there is $2,500. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I can't do that and upgrade a van. I might be able to pull it off with one that runs at 5 to 6. Because then all I have to do is get the unit, which is then $1,500, and throw in a dual battery. But then we're still at $2,500.
Right.
Anyway, okay, so that's the latest whatever. Let's get you off the dash there. I can try. Oh, God. Ah. We need the phone over here, as well as your phone and a few other things like that. Okay.
When I said to you, you can start getting ready.
We're not playing that right now.
That's what you did.
I'm feeling really warm, and I don't know what it is. I was feeling really warm upstairs. I may have gotten a chill today, which wouldn't surprise me. Now, open the microwave and see if that stuff is quasi-nuked. Because if it isn't, we're going to put it on for another couple of minutes. Just sloosh it. I don't want to crack the jar. Is it? Is it? Oh, okay, set it to the side. Take it out and set it to the side. Because I can feed that to you tomorrow with on top of the chili. It will turn it into a soup for this tomorrow morning, okay? And then whatever we're building, we're going to build 4 or 5 of them. And it's going to have lots of pepperoni stuff in it, the turkey pepperoni and whatever, and tomato stuff and something else and macaronis things. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Well, that will soak the liquid up at that rate, but this has got to come up to speed. So if we come and we do devotions, that would be good, and then we'll talk about that we should be thankful. I'm actually quite thrilled. I can't believe they did it. I can't believe they did it. I may have to go out of my way to stop in and tell somebody that they did it. But I'll cover that in a minute or two, okay? And I was terrified she was going to go 17 tanks. You have 17 tanks and you wanted 12 from us. You see how that was not smart, Tim? It's not smart. Okay? Okay, let's do devotions and then we'll talk. There's Lady Grey. Lady Grey, I saw pictures of when you were a kitten. And I miss your siblings. And I don't think we could have kept them here.
No.
I don't know. It's all over the place. I don't know what we would have done with him. He was really having a problem.
Yeah.
It might have been because he was the only male. That he was just overwhelmed. It was bizarre. And Missy, I kind of miss, although Missy did some really bad things. I miss Trinity. Although of the 3 of them, Trinity is in a home that she is doted on. There's an older cat they've taken to each other. I know the woman, we've met for coffee. And she sends me photos and everything. Trinity gets treats and has a pillow, and like Trinity's like a princess. And I worry what happened to him is I don't even know if I worry what happened to Missy. If Missy got nailed by a raccoon, it was probably the best thing for her. But I worry what happened to him.
Yeah.
I just do. All the time. I don't know why. For all that he really wasn't Toad, he could have been a Toad. With an awful lot of work.
An awful lot of work.
Yeah. Okay, let's read. Hi, Lady Grey. I know. You're a good girl. Hi, Gunner. Oh, that's not a good picture, is it? We'll try that.
When they came down from the mountain, the disciples stood with Jesus on a large level area, surrounded by many of his followers and by the crowds. There were people from all over Judea and from Jerusalem.
Lady Grey. Go ahead. I'm entertaining the kids.
She goes to Tyre and Sidon. They had come to cure them and to be healed of their diseases, and their troubled by evil spirits were healed. Everyone tried to touch him, because healing power went out from him, and he healed everyone. Then Jesus turned to his disciples and said, God blesses you who are poor, for the kingdom of God is yours. God blesses you who are hungry now, for you will be satisfied. God blesses you who weep now, for in due time you will laugh. What blessings await you when people hate you and exclude you and mock you and curse you as evil because you follow the Son of Man. When that happens, be happy. Just leap for joy, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. Remember that our ancestors treated the ancient prophets the same way. But sorrow awaits you who are rich. You have your only happiness now. The sorrow awaits you when you who are fat and prosperous now. For a time of awful hunger awaits you. For sorrow awaits you who laugh now. For your laughing will turn to mourning and sorrow. The sorrow awaits you who are praised by the crowds, for their ancestors also praised false prophets. But for you who are willing to listen, I say, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who hurt you. If someone slaps you on one cheek, offer the other cheek also. If someone demands your coat, offer your shirt as well. Give to anyone who asks. And when things are taken away from you, don't try to get them back. Do to others as you would like them to do to you. If you love only those who love you, why should you get credit for that? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good only to those who do good to you, why should you get credit? Even sinners do that much. If you lend money only to those who can repay you, why should you get credit? Even sinners will lend to other sinners for a full return. Love your enemies, do good to them. Lend to them without expecting to be repaid. Then the reward from heaven will be very great. They will truly be acting as children of the Most High, for he is kind to those who are unthankful and wicked. You must be compassionate, just as your Father is compassionate. Do not judge others, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn others, or it will come back against you. Forgive others, and you will be forgiven. Give, and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together, to make room for more running over, and poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back. And Jesus gave the following illustration. Can one blind person lead another? Won't they both fall into a ditch? students are not greater than their teacher, but the student who is fully trained will become like the teacher.
You're going to have to go see where my scissors went. They might be over there. Would you do that, please? My blue ones are now missing. And I'm kind of trying to do whatever kooky shit I'm doing while we're doing this, okay? They should be over there somewhere.
Yes.
Thank you. I would rather know where they are. And I'm organizing things. Okay? Keep going. I'm not putting these things into the hot stuff. It won't happen, right? You will be putting this over there in a minute because I'm overwhelmed, okay?
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is these would melt down. They're potatoes. They're frozen. That means they're cooked. And then we put the other stuff in on top of it. Does that make sense?
All right.
Okay, and then it can go back in the freezer. It's not going to hurt them like this.
All right, that's how this
All right?
works.
So these
So
things
good
are
on what
processed.
you're doing. Oh, God.
Then your rewards from heaven will be very great. They will truly be acting as children of the Most High, for He is kind to those who are unthankful and wicked. You must be compassionate, just as your Father is compassionate. Do not judge others, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn others, or it will all come back against you. Forgive others, and you will be forgiven. Give, and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together to make room for more, running over and poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back. Then Jesus gave the following illustration. Why worry about a speck in your friend's eye when you have a log in your own? How can you think of saying, friend, let me help you get rid of that speck in your eye, when you can't see past the log in your own eye? Hypocrite, first get rid of the log in your own eye, then you will see well enough to deal with the speck in your friend's eye.
Okay, so if we stop there and you pray, you're going to go do dishes because this is a cooperative, right? Whether you think it is or not, I've dragged the stuff in, I've put it together, and I'll probably ladle it out. You can do the dishes. Oh, look, Gunner, it's a plastic bag. Yes, it is. Okay, well, he's going to throw it in the garbage and press down the garbage, which should have been empty today, by the way. Okay, let's pray, okay?
God, thank you for the day. You're seeing us for another one. Thank you for the people of Vital Air.
Gosh, I can't believe you're saying that.
For us. Thank you very much for them. Thank you for Kai. Thank you for the cats. Thank you for the no rain in the weather. Amen.
Amen. Okay. Or amen. Ekvasta. Put this in the garbage. Deal with the dishes. Now listen to me. Over on the seat, you've got some of those with the gravy and Parmesan. Pretend it's whatever. They'll thaw and you'll eat it. That's breakfast. This, we're going to do something else. Is it on high?
Yes.
Then I might be able to add this stuff tonight. And then it's happening, okay? Rather than whatever. I'm hoping. And you've got dinner in there. By tonight, I'll probably have the ice cream done and have space to put a few of these. But what it is should actually keep for about 3 days in a fridge, which would take you forward. I need 2 bowls with spoons out as well, and a
She
scoop.
sucked up all the
If you're
corn
gonna eat
syrup.
ice cream.
Oh, that was good.
And then you deal with the dishes.
Okay, that was
okay?
good. That was
Thank you.
good. Oh my gosh. I knew.
Yes, you had ice cream. Wow. And Mew likes the corn syrup, but she really likes the ice cream.
Yeah.
She likes cold stuff. I know you do. Oh, there's the stretch. Oh boy. Oh, this mama's girl. Hi. I was eating. Oh, now it's warm.
Do you say it's where?
It's warmer.
Yes.
Okay. So I asked coming in, how long do we have? Did you hear me? Here you go. You got pictures of me dry riding. Did you hear me? Here you go. You got pictures of me dry riding. Did you hear me? Here you go. You got pictures of me dry riding. Put you over by there to do Ashley's town hall. That won't shoot up. I don't think anybody's here. Where do you want to drive in front of? Oh shit, I'm gonna have to go in front of yes. Want to sit in front of the church?
Sure.
There. Josie would love this. Okay, ready? Pause a minute. Hang on. Okay, ready? I'll try to wave. Put the camera down a little. Oh, it's that thing in front of your mouth, okay. Do this. Tim, I haven't been home in I don't know how long. It's been about 3 weeks and I haven't been again. You went through that cold and all the rain?
Yep.
I wish I had the bike. I could carry the camera on. But this, I pretty much, like, you know, I could maneuver it with the other hand. This I'm steering differently. Oh jeez, come on. Might work. Okay, so then we're gonna do what? Then we're gonna go someplace. Where are we gonna go? We haven't figured that out yet, have you? Have you?
Not yet.
Well, I guess you're close to her. I'll be ticked off. Alright, that's cool. Yeah, we haven't set this clock either, so it's 1:30, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That should be later than that.
What? I didn't hear that. What?
I think it's later than that.
It's 1:30. Oh shit. Oh shit, man. Come on. It's 1:30. It's no wood smoke.
So why?
Huh?
Somebody's heating something.
Yeah, I wonder if they're working on something out here. Too, I'm smelling wood smoke, like fireplace smoke. Wood
Yeah.
They're all holed up watching TV and somewhere.
Probably.
Well, maybe. This is just idling, by the way. This is the speed it idles at. Now you know why it's so tough for somebody who plays games in the parking lot.
Is it about 3 or 4K?
It's a minimum minimum, and I don't know if it can be set down anymore, because then if there's a problem with whatever. Look at me. Let's see if I can get you on there. I don't know if I can do both of us. That remains to be seen. Okay, try. Oh shit. Okay, ready? You gotta lean in. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, one more time. It's not going on. Yeah, there's not a car in sight here. We'll try it somewhere else. Figure. Where is Kenora?
Ontario.
That's right, I knew that.
This is different spelling.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Kenora.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe they went for lunch at McDonald's, huh?
It's possible.
We were open on Wednesdays. Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, or something like that. Basically, it looks like something they should get. You might see it open as hell. Now where are we going? I've got to go put that thing away. So let's go put this over on here. Come on. I was told repeatedly on the phone that I didn't know how to unplug a modem. I've had a lot of fun, Tim. Right down to the thing as to why don't I have a whatever. I don't know why I don't have that. Well, what is in your garage? My telephone line. But you're not telephone. Well, I don't know. The thing goes around my house, it's wrapped twice, and it goes out to a pole. I didn't put it together.
No.
But they want to know why it's like that. And I spent 20 minutes on that one. I have been on the phone almost ever since I got in. You have been playing Halo for about the same length of time and not getting it.
About 2 or 3 minutes.
Well, I've been on the phone since whatever. And you aren't capable of doing this. Somebody has to be here, and we aren't too sure when they're showing up. Now, it strikes me that that's really great customer service.
Yeah. Wonder if we got the service out of Vital Air yesterday because I ranted and raved on the phone.
Well, maybe, and I suspect ultimately we got it because I talked to an angel. I believe that. I don't know what I talked to today. So let's read. Now, I have the ability for us to watch some of our videos, all of the latest ones. I brought the external out because I have them in hard copy. So I guess that's what we could do tonight, as opposed to watching Vikings. I never did get around to taping all of them, which if I did, we would just watch the tapes. We could sit and watch Izzy, but I don't really think that sounds like a lot of fun. And I don't have a whole lot of movies anymore because unfortunately you did dump them off the external, but then after that you dumped them off of the hard drive in the second.
I'm missing a hard drive. The one that had all my music and all my movies.
That's my unit. I have all the music. It was saved and it cost me $300 to do it. There is no second hard drive in that. That's my unit. But on that hard drive, you dumped the movies as well. So you dumped them off the external, and I had told you to put them on the hard drive. But then you decided you liked the space. And I never did make a copy because I figured they were on there. Or you would have all those movies. So I'm not going to take responsibility for the fact that you dumped the hard drive.
No.
Let's do this now. Thank you.
So why do you keep calling me Lord, Lord, when you don't do what I say? I will show you what it's like when someone comes to me, listens to my teachings, and then follows it. It's like a person building a house who digs deep, lays the foundation on solid rock. When the floodwaters rise and break against the house, it stands firm because it is well built. But anyone who hears and doesn't obey is like a person who builds a house without a foundation. When the floods sweep down against that house, it will collapse into a heap of ruins. When Jesus had finished saying all of this to the people, he returned to Capernaum. At that time, the highly valued slave of a Roman officer was sick and near death. When the officer heard about Jesus, he sent some respected Jewish elders to ask him to come and heal the slave. So they earnestly begged him to help the man. If anyone deserves your help, he does, they said, for he loves the Jewish people and even built a synagogue for us. So Jesus went with them. Just before they arrived at the house, the officer sent some friends to say, Lord, don't trouble yourself to come to my house, for I am not worthy of such an honor. I am not even worthy to come and meet you. Just say the word from where you are, and my servant will be healed. I know this because I am under the authority of my superior officers. I have authority over soldiers. I only need to say go, and they go, or come, and they come. And if I say to my slaves, do this, they do it. When Jesus heard this, he was amazed. Turning to the crowd that was following him, he said, I tell you, I haven't seen faith like this.
In all of Israel.
It's all Israel, yeah. When the officer's friends returned to the house, they found the slave completely healed. Soon afterward, Jesus went with his disciples to the village of Nain, and a large crowd followed him. The funeral procession was coming out as he approached the village gate. The young man who had died was a widow's only son, and a large crowd from the village was with her. When the Lord saw her, his heart overflowed with compassion. Don't cry, he said. Then he walked over to the coffin and touched it, and the bearers stopped. Young man, he said, I tell you, get up. Then the dead boy sat up and began to talk. And Jesus gave him back to his mother.
Okay, we could stop there, okay? I'm not thrilled with like, the fact that we aren't going to watch Victory tonight. I do not think that this is anything internal. I do not think this is my modems. My diagnostics already on Windows on my 10s have told me that my modem has connectivity issues. And she told me, well, I think it's internal. It's in your house.
When did we just have that? Didn't we just have that modem replaced?
Not that long ago, within the last year. So it's that, or somebody has fucked things around down again at the fire hall. And they unplug wires all the fucking time because we're doing development or something. And then they plug them back in and plug them in the wrong places. And that's happened several times. Here. The other day when it went down, it was power on the patio. And occasionally things blow because I bang a door too hard and something jiggles, and okay, that was that. The other, or last week, when you said, well, there's no one, I went, what? And there's no light on. Well, that explains that. That was easy.
Right.
Reset a power bar, okay? I've done everything, including unplug routers and replugged in. Thinking, well, could I have a blown router? But that doesn't make sense because whatever's plugged in directly next to it doesn't even work. I have a laptop that sits right next to the modem plugged in on a cord this long, and it don't fucking work.
I got you.
You should be happy that I spent $275 on a fucking external and backed a bunch of stuff up off of YouTube. So there's like 8 or 9 or 10 videos there that are each, 6 to 7 hours. They won't fit on a thumb drive, even.
Yeah.
So, you can
What
find...
happened to the external you got off me?
I take it came back up here. I don't have it. But right now, I don't have it. It means that Vange is down for the next 2 days, too. I do not have it. There's no way to deal with that. I can't really go into work. Don't know what Monica's going to do with me because I can't even do my whatever. I've tried calling her 4 times on her cell phone. I do have her cell phone number and no answer. So I guess I'll try her tomorrow morning and say, guess what? And she's not going to like the fact that I'm here because of internet. But I'm also am relying on that because of you. So we have a real problem now. I'm not sure. I haven't got internet, so I can't Google how to get internet without internet. And I suspect there's a way.
And that's on a signal. You have to be able to receive that signal, either wirelessly or connected.
Well, it's too bad I don't have a neighbor who can't say whatever, but we're hardwired, so that complicates it. We're not running wireless. And I'm not certain how I would set my modem to pick up on that. It would have to be everything networked to play off of something and then play it to here. Okay, so you're either going to eat or we're going to watch one of those for a while I sit here and get drunk and decide that I don't know what else to do with myself. Because anything that I should be doing, I'm not sure how to do it. You can try hitting internet. You never know. Some fluke of flukes, it may come back on.
No internet access.
Yeah. It's not here.
Is your machine organized? Did you get your phone in?
What one are you playing? Would you go back and go through the folders, please? Because the odds are we may have watched some of these, Tim.
October 14th, 15th, 2022 moments.
Open the folder and read what's in it. No, back up fully and read the folders. That's not quite correct either. Go back further, please. I don't know what you're doing. Go back further. You should have folders there. Are there not folders?
Yes, these are folders.
Okay.
I was doing October 10th and 27th. Includes Nan Farm.
Okay, that's fine. That one I don't think we've looked at.
Doing these things because you actually do need a little bit of exercise, okay? Yeah, I'm hoping that's going to be
Pull it forward a bit. You don't want to watch all this.
So let's try that.
And this is not going to play as neatly. Oh God, don't leave it there. Look at this. That's my ass.
Yeah.
With the wonky underwear up it. Oh good God, I hope I didn't put this on. Oh good bloody God. Hey, it's a thong.
So please don't sit down. I fear we're going to blow this thing out totally. Because
I may not even have underwear on. This is the middle of summer.
I took off of the things are pretty overwhelming.
I better not post these to Facebook.
Maybe not.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, that's right. The camera's on over here.
It's like I drove through a fireplace.
And this is not going to play as neatly as it will
The
online.
windshield was covered. Twice I stopped, and I should have a roller in there because running the liquid on it just smears and turns into a mess. So I'm out there
Fix your
with a
hair,
towel
please.
beating it off. Because if you run the
Okay,
windshield
where are
wiper,
your
that
other
also
pants?
smears.
The black
When
ones.
the truck is covered, I bet you the white car looks great, and it's
Find them, please.
on the tripod.
So you know where they are. What did you do with them?
Okay, so let's read.
You were going to wash them and you haven't washed them.
Did I turn that
What
back
have you
on?
done with them?
Not yet. Let it sit for a minute then. I should have gone myself.
I'm not sure.
Well, I guess you need to figure out what you've done with them. So you go open that corner and figure out where you put them. Because you've obviously taken them off and you don't know what you've done with them.
Soldiers took Jesus into the courtyard of the governor's headquarters, called the Praetorium.
Oh, dear bloody God, please help me. Please help me, please help me. Have you found them yet? No, you haven't. You don't know what you've done with them.
And they saluted him and taunted, "Hail, King of the Jews." They struck him in the head.
I guess that's your next job, is to figure out where you put them, Tim. Because I have not taken them.
In mock worship. When they were finally tired of mocking him, they took off the purple robe and put his own clothes on him again. Then they led him away to be crucified.
Did you fold them up and put them up here? What have you done with them?
I'm trying to figure that out, dear.
Why don't we get on with it then, okay?
It's coming in from the
That's
courtside.
obviously not it.
Countryside just
Neither is that.
And the soldiers
Neither
forced
is
him to
that.
believe Jesus
Okay,
was
Tim, I'm
Christ.
not really impressed with the
Simon
moments
was
right
the
now,
father of
am I?
Alexander and Rufus.
Put that stuff up there and open up your bed and start looking through things because I did not touch them, did I?
No.
Well, then you have got something to figure out what you've done with them.
But he refused it. Then the soldiers nailed him to the cross. They divided his clothes and threw dice to decide who would get each piece. It was 9 o'clock in the morning when they crucified him.
Okay, I'm really not impressed right now, Tim, by a long shot, am I?
The king of the Jews.
Why would you put them under there? You took them off last night. What have you fucking done with them?
I took them off today.
Then what did you do with them?
People's passing
What did you do with them, Tim?
I do that. They give my hand on
I
it.
guess that would be an idea because this is not a large area, is it, Tim?
You said we're going to.
I mean, ultimately, this is not a large area, is it?
We build it in 2 days. Father, you save yourself and come down from the cross.
Oh, dear bloody God, please fucking help me.
The religious law also mocked Jesus. He saved others, they scoffed. He can't save himself.
Take everything off of that chair and start looking. Do it again. I don't know what you've done with them, Tim.
So we can see it.
This is not a big area, is it? What did
No.
Take everything off of that chair, Tim.
I did.
Well, do it the fuck again.
At noon, darkness fell across the whole land until 3 o'clock. And at 3 o'clock,
I suspect I'm not going to be able to watch these.
with a loud voice,
I'm not going to be able to deal with them either.
Eloi,
This is awful. Today is a bad day,
Eloi,
Tim. A real bad day.
which means, my God,
What have you done with them, Tim?
why have you abandoned? If I knew that.
Well, I guess this is a small area. What have you done with them?
No. I thought he was calling for the prophet Elijah. Morgan ran.
You get looking through your bed.
And sour
This
wine,
is not
holding it up to
cool
him.
or kosher.
And a huge
Is
stick
it?
that he could
It's
drink.
a lot of bullshit.
Drink, he said.
All of it is bullshit,
Let's see
Tim.
whether Elijah
Absolutely fucking all of it.
goes to
You are
the
bullshit. Tellus is bullshit. Everybody is fucking bullshit. Go and figure it out. Jesus fucking Christ, Timothy. God effing fucking damn. I was gonna do them today, but I didn't do them. You didn't empty the water. I don't understand what is going on here. Now this is the same thing with I bring something up and if I walk away, it disappears. That means Tim does not know what he's doing.
I suspect she had everybody outside today too.
Oh, God damn it. One good pair of pants, and he's managed to lose them in a small area. This is unbelievable.
I'm indoors and having a good time. Like a contract.
Would you have taken them off downstairs?
No. I took them up here and put the other ones on.
When?
For half an hour before you got home.
Well, obviously we don't know what you did with them. And it's not a big area. Is it, Tim? Is it?
No!
Hey, Tim. I didn't do this. I don't know what you did do, but you obviously did something. So what would you have done with them, Tim? Did you throw them out?
No.
And it was
This is stupid.
and I started doing
So much bullshit. All of it is bullshit.
but I'm astounded at the speed it's freaking out, obviously, because it's like, villages doing whatever.
You're going to be vaccinated again here. That's just how it is. I can't believe
Whoa.
this. Tim, you cannot sit down. You're not sitting down. You have a pair of pants to figure out what you did with them. I can't imagine where you would have put them. What did you do with them?
I thought I left them on the bed.
Jesus, Christ, Tim. I am so tired of the bullshit. Your bullshit. Everybody's bullshit. Definitely your bullshit. More than ever your bullshit. You didn't take them off then. But they are obviously not here, are they? So what would you have possibly done with them? It's going to be interesting where they do arrive because I didn't touch them. But this is kind of the usual that goes on. I don't believe this. Oh, I fucking believe it already. I more than believe it. Tim, you've got all the way through to vacuum, and you're going to do a good job this time. I'm sick of the bullshit. I am just sick to death of the bullshit. Your bullshit. Tell us is bullshit. Everybody's fucking bullshit. Would you have taken them off downstairs someplace?
No, dear.
Well, you obviously did something with them, Tim, didn't you? Did you or didn't you?
What I said.
I can't believe it. I can believe it. I think this is unbelievable. What did you do with them, Tim?
No.
No.
I went and got some. So in my
Okay,
travels, I'm
well,
coming out
where
here
we're
with
at
this
right now, Tim, is basically
and I
that
tried to
you really aren't competent. That's the bottom line. That is what I've come up with. Okay? It's the only explanation that I have. You are not competent. Where did you get these? Somewhere in this, right? And the other pant, well, then you can just wear those other ones. These are now jammies, and that's all there are to it. I'm not taking you out of those. I refuse. That's how it is. So you've got a lot of looking to do tonight. This is still a mess over here. This is still a mess over here. I don't know what you have done with them. I can't imagine what you did with them or where you would put them. Did you hang them up on something?
No.
Tim, I don't see them even. So whatever you've done with them, I can't imagine what you've done with them.
You know what? Here's the deal.
I actually cannot even begin to imagine. You have buried them somewhere or into something.
You love motorcycles. They play great music.
You need to vacuum over there, yeah? They probably have black bats to do.
Is that wrong?
Is it possible you washed them? Did you wash them?
No.
What did you do with them? Come on, Tim.
If I knew
I'm
that-
having enough of my own problems. I don't go to work for 2 fucking days. I stay up for 2 fucking nights.
Sunday morning. And the pastor's name is Matt.
If I knew
You tell
where
him
they
I
were,
sent you, and if
I wouldn't
anybody
be
treats
standing
you
here
wrong, you guys
trying to
stop
find them.
You can vacuum over here, and I've said that 4 times, haven't I? I have said that 4 times.
Oh, I'm being a husband. I'm being my mother's daughter.
But you got this bright idea that you would do something that you probably should not have done to begin with. Right? It's that simple. It actually is that simple.
I'm actually in touch. And then I said, listen, you know, we're gonna
You didn't do that then. You took them off last night.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
Yes,
you
I did.
What?
Then I put them on again today.
you know what, paths lead to whatever. I said, no, they don't. If I was a sponge, you know,
Oh God, Tim, I'm
whatever,
tired.
running a jihad,
I'm
that
tired
is
and
not
I
me
need
today.
it.
That's not love.
I am living
You're right.
a fucking
Yeah, you're right.
nightmare.
The creator is
A
creating.
fucking nightmare.
Yes, okay.
A
We're on the
fucking
same
goddamn
page, that's
fucking
all I
nightmare.
care. So, and
You play with the vacuum, and you can do a good fucking job. And I am sick of asking for a good fucking job. What I've got is a pile of bullshit. Is that true? I'm thrilled to pieces because you have a pair of fucking warm pants and you take them off and garbage them. I don't know what you've done with them.
remember we talked, and I talked to him, and I said, you guys
I really do not get this. You basically garbaged them. And by the way, you're not wearing those underpants. You're stuck with that and your other pants. I'm not dealing with it. And I'm not going and getting new track pants. I don't know what you've done with them.
No, I thought you were seeing and take off and get going. What's going on?
Well, then I guess you better start going downstairs and lifting a lot. You've got the next 3 or 4 or 5 hours to do it.
It's actually gotten better than this last hour.
Come on, let's get on with it.
I said, no. It's going to be a little easier to do. Well, it does when the temperature goes down. I don't think it's stupid. I think we're even using some drugs, but he seemed pretty straight. That was really straight. A little off the beaten path, but pretty straight. So, I'm waiting until I don't know. Listen, Victoria came from Calgary and worked his way that way. And when he was younger, he was with Tim in Victoria. And he believed her. So, you went back home? I said, I think so.
That's a sweater that I put in there.
At the risk of really fucking
You can try not to break that and maybe go through all of this thing on top of the pants. So I really don't understand. I don't understand what are those as a shirt or where it would have gone. It's not. They're not sitting in. So why would you do whatever you did?
Which isn't surprising because I'm kind of on the whatever.
So let's go go look downstairs. And no, you're not standing there. I'm not doing it this way, Tim. I don't care to. I've got a bad enough day already.
Packing the towel in on everybody. Who's talking to me?
Maybe you shouldn't have decided to do that. Maybe we'd still have internet. You obviously changed the course of reality. But I'm not surprised because I think you are doing it regularly.
That's the only reason you come up with it. See, this is like a John Sovereign moment. I don't care. Go to help people. Well, that's all we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do. That's the end of the discussion. And if they say, why are you doing this? Blame yourself. And I'll collect them up. Look, I brought you these, but I need to know your name. Blah, 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 blah. No, what are you doing here? Blah, 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 blah. Where are you from? What's your background? How old are you? And then when I say that, I usually go, you do know how old I am. And then they just look at you, right? Like, so that's what humor I hope. Like, I feel really okay about that thing, and I don't know where it will go. And you never know, someone might call my cell phone. I don't know what I do then. Just make it up as I go along.
It's a real interesting place to find them, Tim. I don't know why you did that. But you obviously are regularly changing the course of reality. And I'm tired.